If you've watched any moving to Winston-Salem videos lately, you've probably heard the same talking points over and over. Well, today I want to do something a little bit different. Instead of listing the pros and cons, I want to talk about how things actually play out when you live here. The good parts, the trade-offs, and the stuff you don't realize matters until you're already here. So let's talk about what living in Winston-Salem really feels like. And stick around to the end to hear my favorite. First is housing, because let's be honest, you're probably watching this video because you're thinking about moving here. One thing people notice right away when they start house hunting here is that Winston-Salem just feels calmer. Prices aren't running away from you. You don't feel like you have to make a decision in 5 minutes or waive every protection just to be competitive in an offer. It was like that a few years ago, but thankfully buyers have more time and options now. The market right now gives you breathing room and you can think instead of panic. That being said, Winston-Salem is not a copy and paste city. Two homes at the same price point can feel completely different depending on the street, the neighborhood, and even which side of the road you're on. For instance, $400,000 can look like this or this or this. So the trade-off for housing is the upside is choice. The downside is you do need local guidance because this is not a city where price alone tells the full story of an area or a home. You need someone who knows the different pockets of the town and our different suburbs. Second on my list is jobs and growth. I consider us quietly busy. Winston-Salem doesn't announce itself loudly, and we don't strive to be a major metropolitan area. Growth here is quieter but steady, and that surprises a lot of people. We've always been strong in healthcare, innovation, and education, but what's changed is the variety. We're seeing more companies move in, especially in aviation manufacturing, expanding and hiring in ways that weren't happening 10 years ago. So, the balanced reality, if you're coming from a city where every coffee shop has a tech startup pitch meeting happening inside, this may feel a little slower. But if you're looking for stability, solid careers, and a place where work doesn't swallow your entire life, Winston-Salem could be a great fit for you. Third is I like to mention our colleges and culture. Winston-Salem has a lot of great colleges from Wake Forest, UNC School of the Arts, Salem College, and you can feel that in the culture here. There's art, there's music, there's thoughtfulness and intentionality here, but we're not considered a college town at all. Education influences our city without dominating it. We don't shut down when school's out. We do shut down when it snows, but that's a whole different story. You get the benefits of an educated population without the drawbacks of everything revolving around campus life. Fourth, daily life downtown is kind of like charming with a learning curve. Downtown Winston-Salem has a lot going for it. We have great restaurants, local businesses, events, art, baseball games, but it's not a massive downtown. It did feel like that when I was a teenager trying to drive downtown, but after moving to Washington, D.C. for a few years outside of college and then coming back, I realized we have a nice, easy downtown to navigate. Parking here requires a kind of a mind shift. You learn quickly where and when to park, but it really is manageable once you learn the rhythm. If you're used to big city garages on every corner, this will feel inconvenient at first. If you're coming from somewhere smaller, it may feel like more effort than you're used to, especially during big events. So, the upside, downtown still feels human sized and manageable. The downside, sometimes you have to plan a few minutes ahead to find somewhere to park. Lastly, and my favorite, is our suburbs and city layout. You get to choose your pace of life here. One of my favorite things about living here is that you don't have to live one specific way. You can dial your lifestyle up or down. You can choose how close you want to be to the action. There are versions and pockets of Winston-Salem that fits different seasons of life, from young first-time home buyers neighborhoods to large estate homes to low maintenance homes for downsizers. You can be 10 minutes from downtown and still feel tucked away, or you can live somewhere quiet where your biggest traffic issue is a school pickup line. The trade off is that Winston-Salem was built for cars. This isn't a walk everywhere city unless you're very intentional about where you live, and even then, you'll probably still need to drive more than you expect. So, who is this city really for? Winston-Salem is not trying to be Charlotte. We're not trying to be Raleigh. We are a city for people who want a full life and not a frantic one. If you like character, options, and a place that feels livable instead of competitive, this might be your kind of place. If you're thinking about moving here and want help figuring out which version of Winston-Salem fits you best, that's exactly where I can help people. Thanks for watching, and if you have any questions, please comment below. Don't forget to like and subscribe, and I will see you in the next video.